Hello everyone, my name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. We are back in the kitchen and yes, it's a great place to be. Spending time in the kitchen, homemade cooking, can't beat it. And today we're going to make a very simple but absolutely delicious beef stir fry. I've got a nice thick steak here that we're going to start off with, and I'm going to cut this steak. We want to slice it into thin strips, okay? And this one's about 1 inch thick, so that's perfect for what we want to do. But just basically take your steak and cut it into thin strips. Nice wide, thin strips just like that. And we're going to put into a bowl. So I'm going to cut, this particular steak is 1 1/3 pounds. So about 600 grams is what it is. And I'm going to take my time and just cut it all up and put it into a bowl. Okay, there we have it. They've all been sliced up very, very nicely. And what we're going to do now, typically for 1 pound of meat, we add about 1 teaspoon of baking soda. But because this is 1.3 pounds, 600 grams, we're going to add 1 1/3 teaspoons of baking soda to our meat. And the meat, in case you're wondering how thin I sliced it, it's about 1/8 of an inch, which is 3 millimeters. Okay, so all we're going to do now is toss it together with this baking soda, and that's it for step one. We just toss it up, get it coated as best we can, and then it's going to sit here for 15 to 20 minutes. And during that time, we're going to get our other ingredients ready. Like I said, while our beef is resting, let's prepare our next ingredient, which we're going to mix a few things together. So because it's 600 grams, I'm going to go with 1 1/3 tablespoon of cornstarch. If it was just 1 pound, 454 grams, I would have went with 1 tablespoon. So again, 1 1/3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Here I have some soy sauce, and again we're going to go with 1 1/3 tablespoons of soy sauce, and I'm using the regular dark soy. That's preferred for this recipe, 1 1/3. And then we're going to go with water, and we're going to go with 1, 2, and 2/3 tablespoons of water. And then quite simply, we're just going to whisk that all together, mix it together. And if we want to see what it looks like, I will show you what we end up with here. Let's pour that in. There we go. That's our liquids. We're adding that next, but not yet. It hasn't been our 15-20 minutes. So we're just going to put this aside and let that wait. And thirdly, we can start to get our aromatics ready while we're waiting. Okay, so here we have 2 nice cloves of garlic, and I have a piece of ginger. And the size of the ginger is about the same size as the 2 pieces of garlic put together, roughly. So what we're going to do here is just thinly slice the ginger and the garlic. Just slice them thin as you can. Okay, there's our ginger, and now we'll slice our garlic. Just very thin. All right, and the other side here, the next piece. Perfect. All right, so we take our ginger and our garlic. Just going to put that aside. And to that, we're going to add, I have some green onion here. So again, because I'm using 600 grams, I have 5 green onions. If I was just using 1 pound or 450 grams, I would use 3 or 4. Okay, so anyhow, let's cut off the greens, and we're going to set these greens aside. These we're going to use at the end. Not just for garnish, but we're going to eat them as well, of course. And then the white parts, basically, we're going to cut off the roots, And then we're going to slice these lengthwise. Just give them a good slice. There we go. And there we have it. All of them are just sliced lengthwise, and they can go in with our ginger and our garlic. So that's going to be put aside. This will keep separate. And we're going to make a little sauce while this is resting as well. Let's do that right now. So for our sauce, I have here 5 tablespoons of water. We're going to add 1 1/4 tablespoons of sugar, just regular white sugar. In it goes. Okay. And we're going to add 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. This one's coming to an end, so we're going to have to move over. Let's get this one going. So 4 tablespoons of soy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and then our next ingredient is cornstarch. We're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch. In it goes. We're going to give that a mix, and then our sauce will be ready. So, with the spatula, if I can get a nice small one here, let's give that a mix. Okay, and we've got our sauce ready. So this is our sauce. This goes into our meat, what we made earlier. And it's been a good 20 minutes now. And you can see our meat's been resting just with the baking soda as we put it in sooner. And now we're going to add our mixture that we prepared earlier to the meat. Get that all out. Love using spatulas. Handy tool in the kitchen. Spatulas and wooden spoons, my 2 favorites. Okay, so I digress. So we're going to get this all mixed in together. And in fact, you want to continue to mix. You can get in there with your hands if you want until the liquid is basically all absorbed by the meat. So let's continue to mix this and get all the liquids absorbed. Okay, and there we have it. Everything's been pretty much absorbed, as you see there. You should get like a light film, like a silky kind of coating on the meat. That's what you kind of end up with once it's all soaked together. And when you get to that point, add about a teaspoon or so of, I like to add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. If you don't have extra virgin olive oil, you could use olive oil or even just vegetable oil. This is just to help prevent sticking, that's all. So I add a little bit of oil, and then we just toss that all together. And now we're going to make our way over to the stove. Okay, and for this I'm going to use my wok, but of course any frying pan will do. We're going to put a little bit of, I like to use peanut oil, but of course vegetable oil is perfectly fine. Whatever oil you prefer to fry in, I prefer the peanut oil. And let's get this wok good and hot. And meanwhile, you can take a look. You can see there's a better look at how our beef looks, right? It's just absorbed all that liquid that we added. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want to see right there. Okay, so let's take a look here at our wok. See if I can get a piece out. All right, in we go. All the steak goes in there. And what we're going to want to do at this point is fry our steak strips till they're about, a good 3/4 done. Okay, so let's get them to the point where they're about 3/4 done. Okay, and that's looking pretty good. We're a good 3/4 of the way done. You can see there's still a little bit of red, and that's perfect. So now what we have to do is remove the beef and set it aside. So I'm just going to remove it, and we're going to put all our strips of beef in a bowl and just set it aside. So now we've added our ginger and our garlic and our sliced onion, and we're just going to saute this up, just for about a minute. Okay, there we go. This is all starting to come together, folks. In goes our sauce. Let's get all of that. I should have given it a quick stir because some settled to the bottom. Okay, let's get all that sauce in there. Perfect. There we go. All right, so mix that together. Beautiful. We're just going to cook this for just another 30 seconds. Sauce might start to thicken up just a bit. That's what you want to see. See how the sauce is bubbling? Perfecto. All right, that's the time to add back our beef strips. And now we're going to toss everything together in that beautiful sauce and just cook for another minute so that beef finishes to cook and it gets coated in this beautiful sauce that we made. Look at this, folks. This is coming together so nicely. And there we have it. That's done. Let's add our beautiful greens in. The onion tops. All I'm going to do here is just a quick stir. The heat can go off. We're just going to incorporate that in. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, let's go get this plated, folks. Look at this. Yes, you gotta love it when a dish comes together. Look at this. So quickly and easily. And the flavors in this are just oozing here. Beautiful. Get everything in there. Scrape all that flavor into our dish. Oh, yes. Take a look at this beef stir fry. Wow. Yes, the taste test, folks. But we're going to take a closer look, then we're going to do the taste test. I mean, seriously, folks, you have to take a look at this dish. It looks amazing. It was so quick and easy to come together. You're talking 30 minutes, 40 minutes, start to finish for a beautiful side dish or a main course served with a side of rice. And because it has an Asian flair to it, we're gonna do the taste test with some chopsticks. If I can, pick up a piece of that beef. Wowzer. Tender, flavorful, absolutely delicious. Those steps we made, the sauce we added, the aromatics we used, it's all coming together right now with this dish. It's unbelievable. Amazing flavor. And the meat I used was a sirloin tip steak, which is a tougher cut of meat. You would never know it. This is absolutely tender and so delicious. Very little effort, using common, everyday ingredients. You got to absolutely love it. I really, really hope you give this recipe a try because you know I love to share my recipes with you. I enjoy it more when you make them and you enjoy them for yourself, with your friends, with your family, whatever the case may be. That's what it's all about. Cooking at home, cooking in the kitchen, making fantastic meals. Wherever you're tuning in from, I want to thank you for spending time in the kitchen, a great place to be on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. And as always, folks, until next time, buon appetito. Seriously, delicious.